Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome to Said Talk Podcast. We are back with another one, and today's topic will be the flight attendant life. The flight attendant life. And so before I begin talking about this flight attendant life and stuff like that, I just want to say, man, like I mentioned before, I'm just super excited, super proud, just being able to get these episodes out. The first season is finally done. Okay, first season is finally done. I'm going to be talking about just different topics, debatable topics, things as I go on in life, and whatever comes up, that's what we're going to be talking about. But right now, the flight attendant life, right? So this is huge. I feel like for me, um, I've been a flight attendant now for 5 years. Okay, 5 years. Before that, I was in management. So I was a supervisor in Sacramento, also supervisor in San Francisco and Sacramento. And honestly, I was at a point where I felt like there was times where I felt like quitting the job. There was times I just felt like getting upset. I felt like I was going to fight somebody at the job. There was times where it was just a mess all the time. So I love the company, but it was just a mess almost every day. There was issues and problems, all sorts of things. And so I was actually thinking about just getting kind of like another job, or just looking around, moving to a different department. And then my wife, she was like, "You ever thought about being a flight attendant?" And I was like, "Heck nah. Like, I will never be a flight attendant. You won't catch me in the sky, buddy." But here I am today, 5 years later. I applied, got the position, went to training. Training was like about a month. So we had 4 weeks of training. And it wasn't bad, but it messed with your emotions a lot. Because, there was, kind of pushing the issue on. If you mess up more than 2 times, you're out. They're sending people home. And so I was seeing others leaving, being sent home in training as well. So it was kind of tough, but it wasn't like just super hard or whatnot. And they're good too. Like, when they were sending people home, like, you literally will see them 1 second and you look back, turn around again, they gone. You will never see them again. Like, they got their stuff out the classroom. They are gone that fast. So training was cool. I remember when I started flying, like, my first month was very interesting because I was really trying to get the hang of everything. I wanted to learn how to pick up trips. I wanted to learn how to get rid of trips. There were so many things that I wanted to know and needed to know that was going to make me feel comfortable in flying and stuff like that. And so what I realized right off the bat was you meet people literally every day. Like, the job, like, it's a fun job, but every day or every trip you'll have like a different crew member. So like, if I worked Monday, Tuesday, and I come back home Wednesday, like, that's one crew. But then if I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's a whole different crew. So you get to meet a lot of people with this job. You get to travel all over the world with this job. You have flexibility with the job. I think that's the main reason why I became a flight attendant, was to utilize the flexibility, utilize the benefits of not being able to work, as much. Because, the twins, they were younger. This is before we had Ava. So I just kind of wanted to be home. But it was hard at the time because Angel was not working. And so I had to pick up trips, So the more that I work, the more that I'm not home. So I definitely love the flexibility of being a flight attendant. And as you see right now, I'm actually in a room right now. I'm in Honolulu. Beautiful. I see the water right now, the ocean. blue skies, the beautiful trees out there. I see my little guava juice out there. You know what I'm talking about? I did some walking and stuff today. Like, I'm here right now on an overnight, just being able to enjoy the benefits of this job. Like, I have the Lakers playing the Nets in a preseason game. LeBron James is playing. They're actually up right now by 20 points. Lakers looking real decent right now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is the benefits. This is the perks of being a flight attendant. And so I was learning that right off the bat. So after I started flying more and more and more, there's times where you become exhausted as well. Like, we're not doing anything like physical labor, but it's just like mental exhaustion. Like, we're helping our customers, we're serving our customers, and sometimes we might have medical emergencies on the plane, and you might have to do CPR. You might have there's all sorts of things that happens while you're working, while you're flying in the air. And usually they will have some medical personnel on board. 9 times out of 10 somebody's a nurse, a doctor, or whatever, so that always helps. But sometimes it's just exhausting. Like, it's a lot. What else? So after flying for a while, I feel like there's also times where you can get lost in this position. So I want to be very clear. Job wise, this is probably the funnest job that you can have, hands down, job wise. To me personally, it's not a career job to me because I'm looking to do just bigger things. But to other people, this can be a career job. As far as like the hourly, it's a high number, especially like when you top out. We're somewhere in the 60s, 60 something dollars an hour when you top out. So it's a high number, but like in order to get the income that you're looking for, it requires a lot more of your time. And so this is not a job where you walk into the store, you punch in, and then you do your 8 hours and then go home. Like, nah, like your time that's being required here is that you're leaving home, you're leaving your family, you're leaving your loved ones, and then you're going into a whole nother state or even country, and then coming back home and turn right back around and go and pick up. So I just wanted to clarify that. Like, this is the funnest job, but it just requires a lot of your time to make more money. But with this job, you can get lost because the culture of the company is a drinking company. Like, back in the day, the founder, when they were in competition with other airlines that was trying to get off the ground and, selling tickets, and let's lower the tickets and let's do this, let's do that. And, our airline, free bags, free carry-ons, complimentary drinks like orange juice, soda, Coke products and stuff like that, free snacks, things like that. But back in the day, when they were like competing with other airlines, the founder was like, all right, look, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to lower our tickets, but we're going to give them a fifth of, wild turkey or something like that. They buy the ticket, boom, we'll give them a fifth. So like, this is a drinking company, like the culture. And for me, as I started to like adapt to this environment, when I first started working, I had stopped drinking already. When I first started working, I wasn't even drinking anymore at that point. But then when I became a flight attendant, people was like, oh yeah, you for sure gonna start drinking, or this and that. I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm solid, I'm firm. Like, if I say I ain't drinking, I'm not drinking. And so what happens after you work and then you get to your destination and you overnight in that destination, let's say that destination could be, just for example, Hawaii, right? And let's say if you've never been to Hawaii, and then you're with the entire crew and they're like, yo, let's go downstairs. You know, let's go out. Let's go to the ocean. Let's go swim. Let's get in the water. And then you have people who come here often and they would be like, oh, I know a spot, a hole in the wall joint, And so what happens is that you get caught into the environment of excitement. Yeah, let's go, yeah. And then you start seeing the habits of the crew members of what we're doing before we go to certain places of, just pregame and all that kind of stuff. And then you start seeing this stuff. But then, like, if you're working more and more hours, you're seeing it more and more. And then it starts becoming tempting. Like, man, it seems like they're having like a really good time. Like, this seems really fun for real. And, and once you're tempted with something, you could resist over and over, but there's going to be a time where, like, you're going to fall, right? There's going to be a time where you're going to become weaker in that situation because of that environment. And I believe that the influence you receive in that environment is way more impactful, than anything in this world. So as you become weaker, you're like, okay, it's only so long that you're going to keep resisting. And that's where I was. And it got to the point to where it's like, all right, I'll take a shot with you guys and, don't ask me again. But here's the thing. When you take the shot and then when you start like becoming intoxicated, you're not thinking, you're not thinking right. Like your mindset is no longer what you thought before you were drinking. If that makes sense. Like, before you start drinking, you like, I'm not doing this, or I'm gonna just take one shot. But then when you start drinking, like, your mindset changes because you're starting to feel tipsy or intoxicated. And that's what happened with me. It went from 1 shot to 2 shots to 3 shots. And so it was just insane and it was crazy. But like, it felt really fun too, So I got caught into all of that. Just the excitement of going out, the excitement of just drinking, the excitement of just like, man, we still have 18 hours, 20 hours, and I've never been here. So that's one aspect of being a flight attendant. You can definitely get lost in that, right? In that environment. Another aspect of being a flight attendant, I feel like being a flight attendant, like, with our ability to just kind of roam and and feel free sometimes. Like, sometimes you're in a city where you've never been and no one knows you there, so you act differently. Like, you're just more excited. You walking down the road, you skipping down the road and la 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 la, sounding like Ezel from Friday. So you have that feeling, but I think this job is a enhancer to all of our problems. And what I mean is, if you are an alcoholic, to me, you don't have like discipline, you don't have self-control, this can be one of the worst environments to be around, right? Because of the culture. You go to any of the company's events, it's alcohol, and it's usually free. Because of that culture, right? So if you have no self-control, you have no discipline, this job is hard. It will enhance your ability to like drink more. If you are having problems at home with your spouse, with your partner, this job like is an enhancer. And I don't know if I'm saying this stuff right, but what I mean is, like, because you're having problems at home, some people would leave home. They will purposely pick up a trip and then have fun away from home. And so what I mean is, you have people that are not happy at home, but when they come around your coworkers, like, it's like a family. You get to go out, you get to hang out, you get to eat, try new foods and stuff like that. But this is why it can be a problem, because our jobs are so different. When you go out to hang with your coworkers, you're actually doing things that you don't even do with your spouse or with your partner. Like, you could be at a nice resort that the company puts you in, and then you go out on a friendly outing to get food, but the restaurant just happens to be right there on the water, and it just happens to be sunset. The sun is setting right there on the water, so you're having this nice meal, good food, cocktails, while the sun is setting. That can be very romantic in some cases. But then we go home, and now we don't have money to take our own spouses to go eat on a restaurant on the water, because it can be an enhancer. We can leave home to go and enjoy work, but then also enjoy our co-workers, because our jobs are different. It's not like any other job. I kid you not. So what if you are dealing with depression? What if you are struggling with trials and tribulation? This job, once again, it enhances, I feel like, those problems, because a lot of times you feel lonely too as a flight attendant. Like, you feel alone. There's times where you could just be in your room and you're just thinking about a lot. Like, I don't know what to do. And then now you're thinking about the depression. Now you're thinking about the things that's bothering you at home. You might have lost a loved one. You might be going through something seriously painful, and you might have suicidal thoughts. That actually has happened with flight attendants. Committed suicide on an overnight. So you definitely have to be careful, because like, you're roaming freely. You don't have supervisors that are with you checking in your room. You don't have, like, the moment you get out of training, you're pretty much on your own. Like, they'll train you and then they say, okay, congratulations, you graduated, go. So you're a new hire, and then you go. Sometimes your coworkers might not want to go outside and eat or drink. And so you want to explore, but at the same time, you're like, let me just hang out in the room. Boom, now you sitting in your thoughts, And so this job, man, it's a great job, but it can be many things. It can enhance a lot of the stuff that we're going through and we're dealing with. And it's super tough. And right now we're going through, we're trying to just get more pay. We still don't have like a updated contract. So you have people that don't like their jobs right now, or don't like the company right now. They're not feeling like working. They're giving away their trips, calling out sick, doing all of this stuff because they don't feel that the company cares, for them. And so it's a lot too. So we've been out of a contract for a while. We're in a negotiating stage right now, trying to negotiate everything, and we still don't have a contract. So a lot of people are thinking about so many different things. But sometimes you have to go through that to really kind of like reel yourself back to your purpose, back to your goal, and get out of that dark place. Because there's a lot of people I've flown with who's been with the company for 30 years, 25 years, 20 years. And they told me when they were hired at age 20 or 21, they were wilding, lost too, boom, doing all sorts of things, and actually became alcoholics. I know a flight attendant now. She was an alcoholic, and like, it had not only damaged her, but her family or stuff like that as well. But she overcame that, and now she's in one of the programs with our company, offering assistance to others who are dealing with the same issue, offering help to others who are struggling with alcoholism, which is dope. And so her story is extremely powerful as well. But this flight attendant life, man, is different. You have to know what you want. Seriously, like once you find yourself, like if you get lost, but then you find yourself, you have to know what you want with the job. Because if you don't have purpose outside of this flight attendant life, but then like when you have down times or like just bad times in the flight attendant life, you're not gonna know what else to do. Like me, that's why I said it's not really a career for me, but like I'm doing other things. Like right now, if you're looking at me, I'm right here on an overnight in Honolulu right now recording because I enjoy my podcast. I enjoy it. And so me, I want to be more disciplined on my overnights. Like I'm sick of just getting wasted. I used to get wasted, man, and I just got so caught into the environment. It's crazy, but it was fun though. Like I ain't gonna lie, like the funnest job you can ever have, no lie. Definitely the funnest job, hands down. And then you meet people that's like that becomes family for real, real close friends. So for me, that's why I want to be more disciplined, self-control, because if I'm away from home, my goal is to, when I come back, I came back a better man, a better person than when I left for those 3 days. And so no matter what, like I have two notebooks right here. I have one regarding my podcast. I'll just write down topics, and then I'll write down like how I want it structured, right? And I have another one for my financial education content as well, and I'm just writing down stuff. I got my books here, I got my Bible over there, I got my snacks, all my good stuff, but I'm good. Like I say, I'm watching the Lakers game, 75-61, Lakers is up. Like, this is what I enjoy, with the benefit of still being a flight attendant, because I can get a lot done while working as a flight attendant. I can get a lot done. I can read. I read books. Every time I read, I've read so many books, and all the times that I read is always when I'm working as a flight attendant. So we do have a lot of downtime and free time. You just have to know what you're supposed to do in that downtime. That's it. So this flight attendant life, man, it's not for everybody either. It can be for you, but it might not be for you. It might not be. But for me right now, my mindset is just changing. My wife, she's a flight attendant now. She's working and she's enjoying it. She's loving it. Like I always tell her, like, go enjoy, definitely take advantage of the perks, of just kind of being able to try some new foods and stuff like that, so she's a flight attendant. And then I guess my last aspect of just the flight attendant life, people always ask, before Angel was working, people always say, oh, I feel sorry for your wife. She got to be home, while you flying around and enjoying all this stuff, blah, 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 whatever. And there was one time where I was FaceTiming Angel on the beach, and immediately, like, she gets on and I see the kids just running around in the back, and then a thought came to mind. I was like, she need this. Like, she needs this job. I don't mind being at home. She need this job. Like, I feel like if you're a stay-at-home parent, mom or dad, like, you're gonna need some time to kind of get away a little bit. I feel like you'll go crazy for sure. So I feel like that had a lot to do too, like with us kind of like growing apart from one another, right? Because I'm working, I'm picking up so many trips, a lot of hours as a flight attendant while she was not working. So I'm going all the time, and so I'll come home exhausted, but then she'll have like an attitude, and I'm like, what you got an attitude for? So it will be a domino effect just over and over again. And so now we beefing, but it's gonna be like that every time, because what's gonna happen is I gotta pack my food, I gotta pack my bag, wash clothes, get in the shower, and then the next morning I'm flying out again for another 3 days. And so and then when I come back, we beefing again. So it was that pattern for a while. And so as we were beefing in, I was just like, man, Angel, you need this. You need to get away, for real. So I brought it up to her, and then at first she wasn't feeling it, but she was just kind of like, I don't know. And I was just like, let's just see how it works out. And then when they actually opened, she called me, was like, yo, I'm gonna just put in for it and see what happens. I'm like, bet, let's do it. Like, if there's no obstacles, let's just keep moving forward. If there is, then it just wasn't for us. And there was not any obstacles, at all. And so now that she's a flight attendant, people say, man, you guys never really get to see each other. You guys, when will you see each other? When are you seeing the kids? Like I said in the beginning, like, the real reason why I even became a flight attendant was because of the flexibility. Like, ironically, I became a flight attendant to not work. Like, in any of you that are flight attendants with our company right now, y'all know I don't work. Y'all can look at me on board. Y'all know I don't work. But I love that. I enjoy just taking advantage of those benefits, of those perks. But Angel, she likes to work, and she deserved it though. Like, she deserved these trips and just being out and about, with no kids right there. But it works out though. My point was, I make it work for us to see each other often. I make it work for us to do our family outings, to do our date nights. If we do a date night, I'll work with her. I'll just pick up a trip with her and then do a date night. We might as well get paid by doing it. She'd be like, oh, let's go to the food place down the street. I said, heck no. Why would we do that? Let's go pick up a trip. Let's go work. And then on our overnights, we'll have a date night somewhere on the water or something like that. And, and while we're still getting paid, we're getting paid while we're eating. We're getting, as long as you're away from your base, you're getting paid. Let's do that. And that's what we do. So that spiced up our relationship too. Just kind of like the flight attendant life really spiced up our relationship, because now she understands when I'm working, the whole ins and outs, and I understand the same thing with her, the whole ins and outs. Like, sometimes you just don't want to talk because you had a long day. Sometimes you're just exhausted. So, it might just be when you land, okay, good night, I love you, whatever. But we do have time for each other. We make time for each other. That's the difference. Like, some people, they say they don't have time to do this and time to do that. Nah, like, you make time, like, to go eat. Like, if you're hungry, how is it that you make time to go eat? If you need gas but you running late to work, you make time to stop at the gas station. You strategically put 7 on pump 2, and it takes you a minute and 15 seconds strategically. And then when you finish that, boom, you got enough gas to get you to work. You just made that work. You made it happen. So that's what we do. We make time to see each other. We make time to hang out. We make time to build our family. But it's only because of the flight attendant lifestyle. Like, if I was to get another job, it might be different now, because I don't have that flexibility with that new job. Like, we might have to get daycare or something like that. And we don't do daycare now. Like, our boys, they're in school, but at the same time, like, a parent is always there. If not both of us, a parent is there. So it works out because of the flight attendant lifestyle. But there's going to be more. Listen, I'm wrapping this up, but there's going to be more part 2s, part 3 of the flight attendant lifestyle, because I'm going to have other flight attendants hop on and just kind of share their experience of that flight attendant lifestyle. So we're gonna make things happen for real. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys got any questions about becoming a flight attendant, or the pay, the flexibility, whatever it is, hit me up. Let me know. Let's talk, man. Also, if you're looking for the connects, like I said, I got the pull, I got the plug. I can make it happen for you. But like I said, it's not for everybody. Like, if you don't have self-control or discipline, you're gonna get sucked into this place called darkness, for real. And it's not cool. Like, it's not what you hear. Like, a lot of people that hear about the lifestyle of a flight attendant, it's not like that anymore. But it's just a different ball game. Like, it's a cold world out here. You just have to know what you want in life, for real. So yeah, but hit me up. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like. I know you guys reach out to me and be like, yo, appreciate the video, like the video, but just go to my YouTube channel. I need you guys to subscribe, but then not only subscribe, hit the like, make a comment. If you dislike the video, say it. I don't like this video. If you like it, say it there, and then share it if you like it as well. But I'm gone, man. Thank you all for tuning in to Said Talk Podcast. I'm outie.